Hey everybody, Chris here. So despite the dips, we are looking at growing Dogecoin adoption. We're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when new videos come out as well as when I do live streams. And don't mind Pax Cat up there. He's just being his usual mischievous self. So what's going on? I know. Tough economy right now, right? Uncertainty about Trump tariffs. Liberation Day is Tuesday. We're going to see what all of that means, but there's a lot of uncertainty. Markets don't like that, and we certainly are seeing that. Bitcoin, Doge, other cryptos are all dipping with all of this uncertainty, but the light is ahead. We are looking at growing adoption of Dogecoins. Let's get into it. Let me show you the news and the charts. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. 16.5 cents. That's not bad compared to overnight. Dogecoin dropped down $15.99. Yes, you could have caught Doge just below 16 cents for just a second there. But if you snag some $15.99 Doge, that is buying on the dip. We talk a lot about dollar cost averaging, bringing your average down, or even if you have to bring your average up a little bit, if you think Dogecoin is going to go higher in the future, picking up Doge on the dips is what you do. And I get it, right? I get it, right? Well, here we are. Bitcoin did drop down to 81.3, getting very close to an 80K Bitcoin. And of course, we've been following ETH as it struggles. Came all the way down to 1778. I don't know. It's going to take a long time for ETH to get back over 2,000. But that's the challenge we have right now because of this. This is what's going on. Trump's Liberation Day. Every time he talks, he's like changing the rules, right? Markets do not like that at all. The reciprocal tariffs, they're going to target all countries. Is it all countries? Is it some countries? What's the percentage? What's all of that? And that's just going to continue, I think, even after Wednesday, I guess it's Wednesday, right? April 2nd, Liberation Day. So we've got a ways to go to get through this bumpiness. But the bigger picture is, look, Bitcoin is in a pattern. It's shown these patterns again and again and again. There's always pullbacks. And I know this pullback is a big one and it's extending out. But I do believe it is still a pullback in a larger scenario of a bull market. And we just have to get through the bumpy times. That is what we are working with. And Gel looks at the same thing, looking at the 50-week EMA on the weekly chart. We touch it, we touch it, we touch it, just barely. And here we are again. This was taken at 81.7. Now we're up back over 82. But those are the dips, and the dips happen along the way. Still an overall bull market, though, for Bitcoin. And what else is happening? Don Jr., Eric Trump are going to mine Bitcoin for their reserve. Well, they're partnering with Hut 8. Is it an investment into Hut 8? Is there some kind of relationship? But they're talking about making what they're calling American Bitcoin, right? Because that's what Trump said, right? We want to mine all the remaining Bitcoin here in the United States. We want it all to be American. And Don Jr. and Eric are doing that. And I'm like, well, House of Doge is going to mine Dogecoin for their reserve. So I better get started on creating my own reserve with mining. So I'm going to have to start looking into mining some Doge myself, creating my own CryptoTab Dogecoin reserve. So that's coming. And also, we will talk about this and what Elon Musk said last night about there are no plans for the government to use Dogecoin. As far as I know, he says, or something like that, right? It's like, what did he really say there? Yeah, that's what Jason said, right? As far as he knows. So we'll talk about that in a minute. It's just like, there's all sorts of different spins on what he said. No plans to use Dogecoin. Department of Government Efficiency, Doge has nothing to do with the meme coin. He didn't say that, right? That's not what he said. He just said the government has no plans to use Dogecoin as far as he knows. And I agree with that because I never said the government was going to use Dogecoin. People were just taking this whole thing like, oh, maybe there's going to be stimulus checks. Oh, there's Pax Cat moving around up there. What are you doing, Cat? Crazy. Anyway, that's my life, guys. And I never said that Dogecoin is going to be used by the government. People just took the whole thing either for the Doge or for like Doge, right? Uncovering waste, fraud, and abuse, saving the government all this money, and then all of a sudden the government's just going to give the money back to the people and create the same problem we had with the stimulus checks during COVID, creating inflation and all that. That's not in the plans. I don't know where people get all these ideas and that Dogecoin was going to be used. The government doesn't have any Dogecoin. So people just take these things and just run with them. And it's just like, no. But we do have House of Doge. A $1.8 million Dogecoin reserve was launched. And the idea is to cut payment delays, boost usability, partnerships with sports teams. Restaurants are going to showcase Dogecoin's potential. There's going to be reward programs. Processors aim to scale Dogecoin for mass adoption. This is all growing, and we are seeing more and more of what the House of Doge is up to with this partnership with the Dogecoin Foundation and the release of SuchPay, of which this morning Tim Stebbing said, we were talking about SuchPay back in 2021, and we were working on the ideas behind it 4 years ago. Good things take time. And now it's all starting to roll up to this. Is this. And what is this? And what is this $1.8 million Dogecoin reserve going to do? Well, it's going to grow bigger over time. And this is going to be the liquidity that allows fast payments. And this is what they're talking about down here, is that the liquidity pool addresses what is perhaps a common challenge in blockchain, irritating downtime for people who want to get something done in the moment. The House of Doge wants to remove speed bumps. This will recreate experience that being able to use cash, digital payments has influenced users, and that this is the idea. It's the reserve as the basis for what they believe can become fast, instant, secure payments. The partnerships, we'll see what they are. They haven't been announcing them yet. We can guess maybe what some of them are. But we talk about that in the live streams too. Have a lot of fun. Join in my next live stream Monday at 4 o'clock p.m. East Coast time. Get caught up on the news events and try and have a little fun as well. Always. Doge, do only good every day. A lot of giveaways going on too. Always join in for those because it's fun. Give away Dogecoin, sharing the generosity of everyone. Sharing Dogecoin is awesome. Here's the Dogecoin. Here's the wallet, though. Interesting that it begins with a 9W wallet, though. It's not beginning with the letter D. And I was just like, why didn't they create a Dogecoin wallet beginning with D? I don't know. However, there is 10,369,000 Dogecoin in this wallet. And so here it is. At first they sent a test to Doge. They sent it for a test. And then they sent over their 10,369,000. And then others have added, and here's mine. I added 6.9 Doge here. And then as I showed that during the members only live stream on Sunday, some of you guys also sent some Dogecoin. Raiden, I see you. Bowie, I see you. Right? You guys? This is awesome. It's like, this is the Dogecoin way, right? Is spreading the love of Doge. Trader Allen says, look, Dogecoin on the monthly, we're right on target. We've seen this before. Back in 2017, we had this big, long stretch of time from the first big run to a next big run. So here we go. We had the first big run, and now we're in this long stretch of time before we get the next big run. The pattern repeats. We're still in a 2017 kind of pattern. 2021 got all messed up because of Elon, and so there wasn't really a big break between the pumps because of all the hype around Elon. I think that kind of messed up that typical thing. I mean, Bitcoin did have that. Bitcoin ran up to 64. That was in February, early March, and then it had that long pullback from May all the way to early October, and then ran up to 69. Dogecoin only got up to about 35 cents there in November 2021. Didn't come back up to 60, 70 cents. But the rest of the crypto market had that big pause. And so here we are again. How long is this pause going to last? That's what we've been talking about on the live streams. It could be through the summer. I don't know if we're going to have this big April like Coin Codex and these others we're talking about because of all of this uncertainty that's happening with the tariffs and such. So this may stretch out a bit, and we have to be ready for that. So, but how high can Dogecoin go? Well, we talked about House of Doge and its adoption. But here's another article talking about Elon Musk and what happens if Elon Musk and his entire ecosystem ends up actually adopting Dogecoin. That's right. We could have all of these. With Elon Musk factor, we know what happened in 2021 and all the hype, and that's all it was. It was all just hype. I mean, Elon sort of played with the use of Doge a little bit for some merch in his Tesla store and the whole Boring Company, the flamethrower and all that was all little bits here and there, nothing really huge. But these guys asked ChatGPT, it's like, what if Tesla, SpaceX, and X itself and other Musk-led companies widely accept Dogecoin for payments? Well, demand would increase, right? We'd have expansion of Dogecoin's market cap, currently at $24 billion at about 17 cents a coin. If broader adoption leads to a market cap increase, of course, that would be price appreciation as well. Liquidity and supply with 141 billion Doge in circulation. Price increases would follow large capital inflows. And then we have the whole investor sentiment of Musk's influence. It could drive speculative interest, and we could have again some more hype and some more pumps there, which would, those price spikes would come. So how high could Doge go? Well, if the market cap got to $100 billion, that would be about 70 cent Dogecoin with 141 billion in supply now. So that would be a 4x from here. If we did a 10x from here, you'd be 250 billion in $1.77. If you did a 20x and you did $500 billion hypothetical market cap, $3.55, and then the big trillion out there, right? A 40x, that'd be about $7 Dogecoin. So what's the realistic scenario? If Dogecoin becomes the default payment method across Musk's ecosystem, so X, Tesla, SpaceX, I mean, that would be huge, right? ChatGPT is saying, look, $250 billion to $500 billion market cap isn't impossible. So we could see Doge between $1.50 and $3.50. That could be a reasonable target. Interesting. Now, what does this mean by default payment? Well, that would be full integration. That would take some time. And maybe Elon does start to do something this fall. We will continue to watch this, but interesting. We'll talk more about this during the live stream and all of this adoption going on, which is why I'm still bullish overall on Dogecoin, because it's not just a meme token that's just sitting there waiting for the community to pump it. There's stuff going on between House of Doge and maybe even Elon, even though it's not the US government, right? And Elon was right about that. As far as he knows, he should know, and I know we're still Dogecoin 16.5 cents. It should be much higher. But again, this is all just the economy and all the stuff that's suppressing crypto prices as risk on assets right now. We see that. We'll see how the stock market goes. NASDAQ is down pre-market, and that's what we have here is NASDAQ down, S&P down, Dow down, pre-market. Oil's up and gold is up. That's what we typically see, right? So, yeah, going to be a tough trading day, I think, but we'll wrap it up during the live stream later. So join in then. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this theory of growing adoption of Doge, even though there's dips. buying opportunities. Give the video a like if you haven't already. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. See you next time.